Yeah, no shit, Garrus.
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
That's Ivan Strahovski.
For testing. I'd say these subjects didn't pass.
There are worse things than death. Like being a test subject for twisted aliens. Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Because it didn't.
Because it didn't.
The camera is? Like the webcam? No, that would be the bitrate acting up. It's not intentional. It is frozen. What the hell? Okay, now it's not. Can you see me now? Did I just throw a warp around a corner? Because that's cool. Pretty sure that's Roger L. Jackson who plays Harkin, and he was also the voice of the Cheshire Cat in American McGee's Alice. Nope, no. This is gonna be fun. I'm counting on it. Have fun with that, guys. Woo! Good shit. Oh, this one.
Nerves, mostly. She suggested we settle it in the ring.
This one's funny.
I assume you took her down gently.
Actually, she and I were the top-ranked hand-to-hand specialists on the ship.
Reach and flexibility.
Flexibility. It was brutal. After 9 rounds, the judge called it a draw. There were a lot of unhappy bettors in the training room. We ended up holding a tiebreaker in her quarters. I had reach.
Reach, but she had flexibility.
More than one way to work off stress, I guess.
That's an interesting option, but I have Liara.
Thanks for the talk, Garrus. I'll see you later.
Sure thing.
I've never actually romanced Garrus, and this is where everybody goes, what? But I have my Blue Bay. I have Liara. And I'm not allowed to romance Miranda as FemShep, so... Yeah, the 1 was good. I do like 1. I love 2. I think 2 probably makes me laugh the most. The opening cinematic for 3 that leads into the title screen is, in my opinion, the most powerful video game cinematic ever to exist. Yes. And I've not watched it in the HD yet. I'm probably gonna cry when I watch the opening cinematic it's not the it doesn't open the game, it's the cinematic that leads to the title screen. You've played a little bit of it by that point, but it gave me such chills when I watched it the first time, and to see it with the new updated graphics is probably going to just But yeah, it's funny how I hear all these different stories. It's like of how the people got into Mass Effect for all these different reasons. Like, oh, it was an impulse buy, and it just blew me away. And oh, I didn't know anything about it, and I started it. And I also did not know anything about this game except that you could romance Liara in it. I was like 20. This should fix the problem yourself. A Shepherd VI. For me, it was, I think I was like 20 at the time. I was looking everywhere for good queer rep because Buffy had been long over at that point. There were no other good TV shows, no other good video games. And someone's like, hey, have you seen this video from Mass Effect with FemShep and Liara? And I'm like, with who and who? And they showed me the scene, and I was like, oh, okay. What's this game you're telling me? What's this game? Oh, okay, maybe I should, like, invest in that. So yeah, I came for the space queers, and I stayed for the story. Yeah, no, I met one of my best friends whom I call brother because that's how close we are, because my phone sound alert was the biotic explosion from Mass Effect 3. And one day they said, hey, just as a question, was that the biotic explosion from Mass Effect 3? And we just immediately launched into this huge discussion and just didn't shut up about it. And we were friends immediately.
Yeah, sure.
I'm Akira, Lord of Hunters. Grant that my hands be steady, my aim be true, and my feet swift. And should worst come to pass, grant me forgiveness. And then the more Paragon or Renegade points you have, then you actually have access to certain dialogue options that you wouldn't otherwise. So, fun fact, you could, like, the people who made the original Mass Effect were almost the exact same team that made KOTOR 1 and 2. So like the Elcor, a species of alien in this, you'll notice their speech patterns are almost exactly like HK-47s. That's intentional. A lot of the voice actors, and by a lot, I mean I one time had a spreadsheet going of who was who in which game because they all show up. So like the voice actress Jennifer Hale that plays Commander Shepard was Bastila Shan in KOTOR 1 and 2. The actor who plays Kaden Alenko was, God, what the hell was that jerk's name in KOTOR 1? Cartho Nassi.
He's my baby. He's all I have left of Jacob.
Oh, it wasn't at Serta. It was at the other place.
I need to protect him.
Dr. Chakwas is in there. There's like a whole, and I was like, a whole lot of people, and I was literally like keeping track. I'm like, I know this voice, I know this voice, I know this voice. Which is funny because when I literally played KOTOR 1 all the way through after having played a gazillion and 5 hours of Mass Effect. And even after playing it once all the way through, I still didn't realize until afterwards, like, wait a minute, Jennifer Hale was Bastila Shan?
Her last victim was a young girl. Pretty thing. Lived in the tenements near here. That's where I started looking.
So,
Good luck finding her. Better luck catching her.
yep, that's Arya Talok. You ask her, it's like, so you run Omega? And she laughs and goes, I am Omega. Fun fact, or even more fun than usual, I should say, she is voiced by none other than Carrie-Anne Moss. So everyone else out there is like, oh my god, Trinity, oh my god, Trinity. And I'm over here like, oh my god, Arya Talok. Don't fuck with Arya. Don't get me wrong, I love The Matrix, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new one. At the same time, I'm like, I love her as Arya. It's like, and what's even better is that she has her own entire DLC in Mass Effect 3 that I had not gotten before the Legendary Edition, called Omega, where you have to go back and retake Omega, and I'm so looking forward to playing it! Because I fucking love Arya Talok. Oh, Omega has only one rule. Don't fuck with Arya. So good. Oh damn, we almost have him. Shit, come on. Nope, hang on. No. I want my mantis. Did I get him? Nope, he's still alive. I got him! We done killed it! Ooh. This fucker, hang on. Oh, hang on. Wait. Yeah! If you shoot the pyro fuel tanks, then their backpacks explode.
Sturdy, built to withstand punishment.
That's unfortunate. Hospitals aren't fun to fight through.
What is fun to fight through?
Gardens, electronic shops, antique stores, but only if they're classy.
I've never had that conversation before.
That body, human. Need to take a look.
But only if they're classy. Here we go.
After the destruction of Clan Werlock. Based on population profiles, Clan Erdnot has adopted surviving members of Clan Werlock, mostly women and children.
Ah, intelligent move. Surprising from Krogan. Glad to see it.
In addition, killing the Threshold
I'm sorry, I wanted to hear more information than that. Because that's hysterical. And one for Shepard.